Hi. So my assigned question is in chapter 6, which is the exercise 6.1, a vector type. So basically in this question, we have 4 steps that we need to do. The first one is we need to write a constructor for the vector, and the second and the third step is we need to give the vector prototype 2 methods, which is plus and minus. And the final step is we need to give the um, prototype of the vector a getter property that computes the length, which is the distance from the ending point and to the original. So basically for the 4 steps, I think the first one is kind of easy. It's just the constructor for the vector. So if we check from line 1 to line 4, we can see that this is the right way to write a constructor for the vector, which is function vector x and y representing the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the vector, and this dot x equals to x, which means the x coordinate equals to the value of x, and this dot y equals to y. So it's a very basic constructor of the vector. And the second step is to write the method of plus to the vector prototype. So basically just vector dot prototype dot plus, which means add the plus method on the prototype and equals to a function. And because the plus of the vector is kind of easy, you just plus the 2x's together and plus the 2y's together. So within the function, you will return a new vector, which is the x-axis is this dot x plus other dot x, and its y-axis is this dot y plus other dot y. And it's kind of the same stuff with the minus method. You just replace the plus with minus. So basically from line 1 to line 12, we don't encounter any kind of difficulties. But like for the final step, we need to add a getter property of length to the prototype, which we will need to use a method of the object, which is define property. And this method will take 3 parameters. The first one is the object that we will need to add the property on, which is the prototype of the vector. And the second one is the name of the property, which is length. And the third one is the description of what the property is, which is how we kind of compute the length. So basically we will just write object dot define property, and we put in the parameters. The first one is vector dot prototype, and the second one is length, and the third one is a getter function, which is get function, and you return the distance between the original and the ending point of the vector, which is the square root of the x square and plus the y square. So basically I think this example is not too hard, as long as you know how to use the define property method of the object and how to add method on prototype. And basically that's the question.